Dive is back and ready for some more submarine-based action with today's game, Harbor Escape for your Atari 2600. Let's go ahead and take Harbor Escape. Let's pop it in my Atari 7800 Pro system and see how it holds up today. Let's go to the game. Harbor Escape was published by Panda and carries a copyright year of 1983. The manual opens with the following. You have just dropped off a group of commandos on the inland coast of Russia for a search and destroy mission. As commander of one of our finest nuclear submarines, your main objective is to safely escape the many harbors you secretly must pass to report the success of the drop. Thinking ahead, you also dropped off tanks of air on your incoming trip so that no surfacing will be necessary. Unfortunately, an alert Russian harbor commander has picked you up on sonar and has dispatched roving nuclear mines and submarines as well as closed up all the channel locks. In addition to the now alerted Russian Navy, you must deal with navigating your sub through narrowing channels and reefs that are barely wide enough for your sub. Furthermore, less and less air tanks are where you drop them, leaving your air supply critical. Harbor Escape is a river raid style game for 1 or 2 players alternating with one standard mode of difficulty. For the controls, use the joystick to move your sub, pressing up to go faster and down to go slower, and you hold down the button to fire. The difficulty switch can change your torpedoes from guided torpedoes to straight torpedoes. Throughout the game, you'll need to go over air tanks to refill your air gauge on the bottom, although you can also blow them up for points. You lose a life when you crash into something. Scoring-wise, you get 60 points for destroying a mine, 30 points for destroying a massive enemy sub, and 500 points for destroying a channel lock. The manual doesn't say it, but you get an extra life every 10,000 points. Graphically speaking, the game looks okay, and the sounds are good enough. Family-friendly wise, the game would most likely get an E for everyone rating if released today. The game is pretty rare, and currently at PriceCharting.com, it has a value of $30 loose, $109 complete, and $164 new. So what did I think of Harbor Escape on the Atari 2600? I really don't mind it when companies make a game inspired by another, but this appears to be nothing more than a hack of the original River Raid. I base this on a number of similarities between the two, from the setup of the game to the near identical status bar on the bottom, to the fact that the difficulty switches work the same, despite the fact that it's not even mentioned in the manual. It makes me wonder if they even knew that this was a feature when they copied the code. And it's not even that great of a copy. While the gameplay is still solid, and they added the wrinkle of enemies being able to move into gaps that weren't in the original game, the graphics aren't as colorful, and the sounds aren't as good. In the end, I wish Panda never released this game. Typically, they release games that previously came out overseas that were not known to the American audience. But here they not only copied a game that the US audience knew, but probably already owned since it was a bestseller. And since Panda did not include screenshots on their boxes, it would be pretty much impossible to figure out this was a River Raid clone based on the underwater box art alone. I feel bad for any kid who got this game only to find out it was an inferior copy of a game they already owned. Usually I rank the game against other games for the same system at this time. However, since this is merely a copy of a game that I've already ranked, I'm not going to rank this one. As you can see, the original River Raid is currently in my top 10 at the number 7 position and is highly recommended. Harbor Escape, however, is only a game that I can see collectors wanting to get. Harbor Escape is a poor copy of River Raid that I really don't think is worth playing, but that's just my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me both on the Facebook and the Twitter, and click the bell so you don't miss any future videos. At this time, I'd like to thank the great Greg H. for supporting the show on Patreon. If you'd like to support the show and gain access to exclusive perks, please go to patreon.com/NoSwearGamer. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to see you next time in the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Take care, and always remember what your 3rd grade teacher said. Don't copy other people's work.